Did you know the size of your heart is like approximately the size of your fist? So I think everybody should do this right now just to know the size of your heart. But is that the same thing we're going to say when we talk about the brain? Because some people do believe the bigger the head, the bigger the brain. Likewise, the bigger the brain, the more intelligent you are. Does size really matter? Welcome to the Physicians. My name is Dr. Memuna Yusuf Kadri.
Well, if you're just joining us here on your program, The Physicians, like we've always said in this program, your health is our
Business.
Your health is our business. And truly it is our business. Today we'll be talking a lot more on some of the things that people actually, is it a myth? You don't want to say it's a myth or something?
Some are myths, some
Because
are
some people
facts.
feel the bigger the head, the more the brain and more intelligent you are. Does it really apply?
But the thing is that, what about those that don't even have brains at all?
So
What then? What do you say about those kind of people?
Maybe you use a hat. Maybe
Yes.
they have to use a hat.
Yeah. And also, what about those that have deficiency or a deficit in their heart? Does it mean that they're not pumping? Of course, we know in the medical world there are issues they will be having, like pumping of blood or some other health hazard. But of course, we really want the expert to tell us if the size of the heart or the brain really helps or really matters to you as a human being.
I think that's why we have the expert who will be joining us very soon, because I know very well that there are some people that their heart is actually the head is actually very big, and I know when they take decisions, I actually look at them like, what is going on here?
But that's a medical term. That's a medical term. Big head is hydrocephalus.
Yes.
Yes. So, but we do know
But
that
that is as a result of a medical condition, a medical problem.
obviously.
I'm not referring to hydrocephalus in this instance.
Obviously.
Those that are naturally endowed
With big heads.
Yeah.
So are you saying people with big heads have?
are very intelligent?
Exactly.
I don't think so.
So I'm sure some people are looking at themselves now. I have big head, and you be saying I have big head. That means I'm more intelligent.
So maybe when you,
Please.
I remember in those days, they would just insult some of this children. Look at that child have big head, all his big head. And you don't even know anything. What is in this your head? Is it sawdust or something?
Exactly.
So that's the truth.
That's it.
Because the head is big. They say maybe is it sawdust or something that's in your head, meaning your brain is,
Of course, with the experts coming on our show, we are going to know whether we should be glad we have big heads or bigger brains.
Anyway, don't go away. Just stay tuned. We'll be right back after this time out.
A lot of them, I know them, they have very big head, yet they are dons. We have them in the classes when we were in school back days. We have so many of them in the class. They have big heads, but no brain at all. You see them having 0 over 10. Even the teacher will even put a dot inside the 0. So it's not by big head.
Intelligence is an inbuilt thing to me, and intelligence is not a matter of the size of your head or the size of your brain. It's how you use it. And the scientists, I think, I can't really remember, but they said something about, maybe if you use 5% of your brain, no, that human beings use 5% of their brain, that we don't really use even the 100%.
A small head, good brain. Yeah, it doesn't have to be big. Small head, good brain.
A medium head. I don't want it out. A medium one is okay. It shouldn't be too big, neither should it be too small.
Today, of course, like we said earlier, we'll be discussing Does size matter? But of course, we wouldn't want to just talk about this, but we want somebody to do justice to this topic. And with us here today is one of our lovely public health advocates. And of course, there's another name to him, but of course, I'll let Dr. Martina talk about that. But with us today is Dr. Chinonso Egemba. Dr. Chinonso, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me on the show. Thank you.
And I know we call you on social media Aproko doctor. Aproko simply means
So-
like sound like an amebo.
Amebo.
Yes, that is actually that what it
But
actually
in this
is.
term, it's in a good way because
Yes.
it's doing a lot of advocacy, projecting health, giving a lot of information regarding preventive medicine, and it has been awesome with its followership and the information that it gives. So we don't want people that are not on social media platforms, or especially on Twitter, to miss out in this discussion we want to have with him today. So, Dr. Chinonso, you heard what we are talking about today.
Yes, I did.
Regarding the size of the heart and the size of the,
head.
of the brain. Does size really matter?
If you want to be politically correct, the answer is no. Size does not really matter. But if you don't want to be politically correct, the size does actually matter in everything. The bigger, the better.
No, but we are talking on health now. Where does politics come into play?
No. Politically correct being, you want to please everybody.
Oh, but this is health. Somebody is dying. This is health. Somebody is going to die. So I don't want to believe that when it comes to health, if you say health finance,
Is different.
it's
problem,
different.
yeah.
Uh-huh. But right now,
You are very right, because you know what, you have to actually say something, because I know very well, oftentimes, parents, even children, even friends, adults, will just say, look at that man with his big head, look at that girl with her big head. It looks like she doesn't even have anything up there. Like, it's the size of the head, like the skull, that matters. We know that if your head, your skull is actually big, the brain size, you don't understand. So, but does that really translate to making you very intelligent or something?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't actually, because intelligence is fluid, and there are quite a number of factors that have to do with intelligence, of which diet is one, upbringing is one, exposure is one, and so, for example, if I bring a child from, forgive me for being not politically correct, Egbeda, and bring another
really?
child from,
don't let Egbeda people. No way.
and bring another child from, let's say,
The
Lekki
urban,
or the
okay.
urban areas, and subject them to an IQ test. You expect the child from Lekki to do better than the child who is from the rural areas.
You expect, right?
Yes,
Okay.
you
Okay.
expect.
Okay.
So that could
and-
be a myth.
Yes, it could be.
Because I want to say you are apolitically
Correct.
because we have, incorrect. Because we have seen instances, even currently, it has to do with private schools and public schools.
Yes,
And we
exactly.
have seen that from JAM results, even those in public schools actually do better in some instances.
Yeah, true.
Okay, even in private universities and
And
government
public
owned,
universities
okay.
also. So you would expect the child from the urban area to do better simply because that child has better exposure to some information that the child in this other place does not have. And also when it has to do with nutrition also, the same thing, you would still expect that, the child who eats better should be more intelligent than the child who doesn't eat better. So there are quite a number of factors that do with intelligence to just place it on the size of the brain alone. There are certain instances where the size of the brain does actually matter.
Okay, like which one, please?
For example, people that have what you call microcephaly,
Okay.
Okay.
they have smaller brains for their size.
Okay.
You can, people that have Down syndrome, for
Exactly. I was
instance,
gonna say that. I was gonna ask
they have smaller brains, and you find out that sometimes they're not as bright as other children. And I would play that small brain to an issue of development of the different components of the brain. Because, you know, during, because there's a genetic malformation somewhere, these children do not really have certain parts of their brain well formed. And so it ends up smaller than the normal size of the brain. And so you find out that they're not as intelligent, you know, they have other issues also. But if you have two grown adults who do not have any of those brain issues, I don't think intelligence, or rather intelligence, is not a factor of the size of the brain.
The size of the brain is not a factor in determining who is intelligent. As usual, we are the physicians. We'll be back after this time. Just stay tuned.